Oh my god, guys. This episode got me on the edge of my seat. Let's get into it. Hey guys, my name is Taya, and today I'm here with another Walking Dead review. Now, if you didn't know, I do Walking Dead reviews on my channel, and it's back, and it happened, and it was an experience. So, the episode starts off, well, okay, to be completely honest with you, I missed the first 4 minutes of the episode, so not really sure how it started off, but when I got there, Tyrese, Noah, Rick, and Michonne, and Glenn were on their way to a place in which I quickly found out that it was Noah's place just because him and Tyrese were talking, and Tyrese was giving him insight on his past, and Noah was saying, yeah, I hope my family's still alive, so that basically told me that they're going to go to where his family was. And I'm recalling in the first half that Noah wanted to find out if his family was still alive, so that's how I find out. Noah says he still thinks his family is alive, and I'm like, oh baby. Not looking good. While the group is walking through the forest to get to where Noah lives, he like scratches his head, and Rick's just like, are you okay? He's just like, ah. I'm like, wow, Noah, you're acting like it's the worst thing in the world. You got a scratch on your head. Deal with it. You're in a zombie apocalypse. The group comes to the gate, and Glenn kind of looks over before everyone hops on in, and we find out that the whole city is dead. I was like, oh my god, because, okay, I didn't think everyone would be dead, but I didn't think his parents would be alive because, well, his family, because it's The Walking Dead. I mean, no one's ever alive in The Walking Dead. Noah breaks down crying, and for a second, it just looked like no one cared. Like, everyone's just like, not this again. We done been through this. Rick tries to calm him down, but Noah's just really sad, so Rick's just like, okay, and then he just goes on to tell everyone, like, hey, let's just go look for useful things, because, you know, Noah's family's dead. After that, Michonne's like, and then what? You know, we look for useful things, and then what happens? We have no solitary home that we could go back to, so, and then what do you want to do, Rick? So half of the squad goes out to look for stuff, and Michonne kind of like breaks this glass, and she's like, oh, it's a clean shirt, and Rick's just like, get it together, and she's like, oh, I know. Glenn and Rick was talking about whether or not they thought Noah's family would be alive, and Rick says that, well, he mentions what happened with Dawn and Beth, and mentions that Dawn didn't mean to kill Beth, and what I like about that is, that's what I thought too. I didn't think Dawn meant to kill Beth or even wanted to kill Beth. It kind of just happened. And which I still kind of think she didn't kill Beth, because it really looked like she didn't. But you know, conspiracies and theories. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Rick explains that Beth died so Noah could be here. So Noah could find out if his family was alive or not. And so he hoped that his family would still be alive. I think that's really sweet. I didn't really, like, I knew Beth died for him, but I didn't really fully realize it until this moment that Beth legit died for him. She's kind of like Jesus. The episode cuts back to Tyrese trying to talk Noah out of being in his depressed way, and he mentions that he wanted to die, and he tried to die by throwing himself into the group of walkers, but he ultimately chose to live and proceed on. After that little pep speech, Noah gets up and hops his injured ass away from Tyrese, and Tyrese just chasing after him. Glenn mentions that he would have shot Dawn, and after that, Michonne was having none of it. She got mad, and she's like, we've been out here too long. Talking about killing and stuff is starting to make the characters really uncomfortable. I'm like, I think that's an interesting concept. It seems like they're getting more down, they've just seen so much that they're getting down to their basic human roots again and realizing, like, everything that's going on. We see that Noah ran to his house, and Tyrese inspects the house before Noah goes in, and he sees his mom, Noah does. And surprisingly, he was really chill about it. He goes over and covers his mom with a blanket, respecting her death. That's when Tyrese goes down the hall to see if, you know, just checking out, scoping out the area to see if everything's alright. And he sees a walker behind a door. It sounds like a kid, so I'm like, ew, kid walkers do not want to see. And then he walks into the room where another dead person is. I'm assuming that was maybe Noah's another brother or Noah's dad. I have no idea who that was. And he sees pictures on the wall of Noah's twin brothers, and he starts looking at the pictures. He looks hella scared while he's looking at them. He's like he's just looking at the pictures like they're really scary, and that's when it happened. That's when it happened. He was bit by one of Noah's evil twin brothers. Well, I mean, granted, he was dead, but like, man, and Noah runs in and does not even hesitate to take down his brother. I'm like, dang. And so Noah's freaking out, and he's like, let me go get the others. And he just leaves Tyrese there all crying and holding his arm. I mean, it's not like he could do anything else, but I just felt so bad for him. After the commercial break, we see Tyrese is hallucinating and Martin was there. And I was like, oh, well, you know, it's not that interesting. I mean, it was interesting, but I didn't really care for Martin as a character, so I wasn't that excited. But then Bob comes in, and then the governor, and then Lizzie and Mika, and I was like, oh my god. That was the scariest thing I've ever seen. Lizzie and Mika's storyline messed me up for good. That storyline, I cannot watch that episode. Honestly, it just, like, not many things get to me in movies and shows, and especially not even The Walking Dead, but that whole storyline was just messed up, and it scared me, and just when I saw them, I'm like, girl, bye. Basically, what they were saying is, what they were getting at is he regrets everything that happened, and he feels like a lot of it is his fault. While the governor's talking to him, he turns into a walker who's attacking Tyrese, and he is fighting back. Now, in this moment, I was like, why is Tyrese fighting back? I mean, he's already dead, so why is he fighting back? But I don't know why I was thinking that. I was just like, oh, he should just get eaten. I don't know why I was thinking that. But what I liked about this scene is he used his arm as a meat shield, and that was such a good idea. Like, his arm had already been bitten, so might as well use it as a shield, right? He killed off the walker, and I was like, yes, he's finally able to kill something. It cuts back to Michonne, Rick, and Glenn, and Michonne's talking about how she wants to settle down, and Rick's kind of just like, nope. She mentions that they could chop down the trees and use the trees to build up the wall around the place. And that's when the squad goes into the woods to check out the trees and stuff. And they see a bunch of half bodies. Like, they see a bunch of bodies cut down from the waist and below. And I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Why would anyone do that? That's when Glenn was like, it doesn't matter who killed Don, Daryl, Michonne, him, Rick, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Michonne mentions that they should go to Washington because Eugene was lying about the cure part, but he was not lying about the Washington part. And Washington, D.C., by the way. Hashtag the fake Washington. I live in Washington State, which is the real Washington. Washington, D.C. is a mockery and it's a fake. No one should ever live there. If you live in Washington, D.C. and you're watching this, hi. Sorry, but you live in the fake Washington. Anyways, Rick was kind of acting like she was crazy. He's just like looking around. I'm like, Rick, come on. You know you need to settle down too. You got a baby and you got a teenage boy who is crazy. So you need to settle down too. They see walkers coming, and that's when Rick's just like, yeah, we need to go to Washington. As the walkers are just slowly making their way over there, they hear Noah calling for help, and the squad rolls out to help him. Everyone takes out the walkers that were attacking Noah, and Noah leads the squad to Tyrese, who is hallucinating again. This time, my baby Beth was there. Oh, too soon. Like, for real, too soon. Like, she had just died the previous episode. Too soon. The dead squad was there, as I like to call them. Beth, Governor, Martin, Lizzie, Mika, Bob. The death squad was there, and basically they were acting as the skeletons in his closet. Reassuring that Tyrese did feel bad about the people who died and everything that happened. But Tyrese decides, I'm not giving up, and he's not going to succumb to his feelings, and he decides, I'm going to push through. I'm going to try and fight his feelings, basically. By the end of the scene, Tyrese has kind of come to terms with the things he's done and the people that were lost, and he kind of just accepts it. That's when Lizzie and Mika grabs his hands, and it turns into Rick and the squad chopping his... Ow, that hurt. Chopping his arm off. They carry Tyrese's large ass to the outside, where they try to escape. And there's a bunch of walkers trying to get in while they're trying to get out. So they open the gate and start killing them. And it was a cool slow-mo scene. Oh my god, that scene was so amazing. It was so amazing. And that's when Tyrese has a flashback to a couple of gruesome kills that happened on The Walking Dead. Some that I would not like to relive. Hashtag Lizzie and Mika. Yeah. So they stuff Tyrese in the car and they drive off. That's when Rick drives into a car, like into the back of a car, and it reveals that all the torsos and up of the walkers are just in there. I'm kind of curious as to why the torsos were in there. I'm wondering if it will be revealed later into the season, or if it's just something random that happened. Anyways, the squad drives off to try and save Tyrese. And while they're in the car, the radio's going and it's talking about the beginning of the apocalypse, and Tyrese says turns it off. And that's when he was met with the dead squad. They're saying, it's okay, Tyrese, just, it's okay. Lizzie and Mika were there, and Bob and Beth, and they were just like, it's okay. And that's when he dies. A funeral is held for Tyrese, which was really shocking because I thought that was Beth's funeral. Did not think it was Tyrese's funeral. I now know the truth. Gabe is holding the funeral, which is kind of... I like that because for the whole duration of The Walking Dead, they haven't actually had a real priest to hold a funeral. So that was really nice to see. And they were burying Tyrese, and that's when Rick had to dig him back up because even though they had chopped off the affected part, they did not kill his brain. That was really sad to see. I'm sad that Rick had to dig him back up and do the dirty deed. Nevertheless, they are in an apocalypse, and that's what happens in an apocalypse. So, if you didn't know, I do character of the episode and quote of the episode, which character of the episode is Tyrese. Gotta give it to him. Chad Coleman, awesome job. Great acting. Gotta give it to him. And he gets quote of the episode, which is, I'm not giving up. Simple as that. I think that's a very important thing to remember. Apocalypse is you can't just live up or give up. I can't just live up. Whew. You can't just give up. They've made it this far. They've fought so many battles, and inevitably, I mean, they're going to die, but they can't just give up. I give this episode a solid 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Yep, I don't know if I usually do it out of 5, but 4 out of 5. And yeah, it was a great episode. I was really happy to see all the people who came back to the show. I'm surprised they got everyone. I mean, you know, people are busy with other projects. I'm surprised, everyone they wanted to get was available. I think the episode was shot beautifully cinematically. The sequence of events that happened and the shots and everything. The Walking Dead is just getting better and better. When Tyrese was looking at his hallucinations and the slow-mo scene, everything's just getting better. Even the stuff with the radio, just quality work. When the hallucinations was happening, I thought they were going to bring back Herschel, and I was literally going to cry. I was going to cry because Beth and Herschel together in the afterlife, I was going to cry. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I usually have predictions too at the end of my reviews, but I don't have any predictions yet. Obviously they're going to eventually reach Alexandria and some stuff's about to go down, but I don't have any predictions for the next episode because this was kind of a chill episode, but I liked it. It was a really good chill episode. And yeah, so if you didn't know, I do these Walking Dead reviews every single week. And so if you want to subscribe to see more reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if not, that's okay too. I also do videos on my life, as you might notice. Reviews are just one aspect of this channel. And yeah, it's just in case you're a new viewer, which you probably aren't. So I'm gonna go check out my social media down below. My YouNow, Tumblr, and Twitter. I'll probably be revlogging stuff from this episode if you have a Tumblr. So make sure you follow me to get that. And yeah, hope you're having a good night, morning, day, whenever you're watching this. And other than that, I will see you later, alligator.